Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And there are a lot of NFL teams currently around 500 at 500. Some examples: Bills 6-5, Broncos 5-5, Raiders 5-6, Bengals 5-5, Colts 5-5. We got the Seahawks 6-5, Vikings 6-5, Packers 5-6, Saints 5-5, and there's a bunch of teams maybe 4-6 and 6-4. So, is that there are a lot of mediocre teams in the NFL, or is there a lot of parity in the NFL? Well, if you missed it, Tom Brady was on the Stephen A show a little less than a week ago. This is via Stephen A's X page. So, I think there's a lot of mediocrity in today's NFL. Tom Brady. Let's take a listen. It's a minute long.
I think there's a lot of mediocrity in today's NFL. I don't see the excellence that I saw in the past.
Why not? Why not?
I think the coaching isn't as good as it was. I don't think the development of young players is as good as it was. The rules have allowed a lot of bad habits to get into the actual performance of the game. So I just think the product, in my opinion, is less than what it's been. I think I look at a lot of players
It's strange since he hasn't even been out of the league a full year, but let's continue.
like Ray Lewis and Rodney Harrison and Ronnie Lott and guys that impacted the game in a certain way, and every hit they would have made would have been a penalty. Your coach is complaining about their own player being tackled and not necessarily, why don't they talk to their player about how to protect himself? We used to work on the fundamentals of those things all the time. Now they're trying to be regulated all the time. Offensive players need to protect themselves. It's not up to a defensive player to protect the offensive player. A defensive player needs to protect himself. I didn't throw the ball to certain areas because I was afraid players were going to get knocked out. That's the reality. I didn't throw it to the middle when I played Ray Lewis because you knock him out of the game, and I couldn't afford to lose a good player.
I could agree with that last part. When you throw it to the middle of the field, you're definitely exposing your wide receiver, tight end, whoever. And of course, if you're playing a Ray Lewis, a Brian Urlacher, someone like that, it's going to be a lot of trouble for that wide receiver. But you see a lot of mediocrity again. It's interesting because he hasn't even been out of the league a full year, hasn't even been 3 years since he won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, there's a couple and a former NFL players disagreeing with his comments. Let's start with the great Barry Sanders. This is via Pro Football Pro Football Talk. Barry Sanders on Tom Brady saying modern football is bad. Maybe the teams he played for, Michael David Smith. So Barry Sanders said on Robert Griffin III's podcast that this NFL season has been great, and Sanders thinks Brady's perception may be coming from watching the 2-8 Patriots and 4-6 Buccaneers, while Sanders has been watching the 8-3 Lions. Maybe he's talking about the teams he's played for, but the team I played for, Sanders said, team that I played for, no, it's anything but mediocre. I saw that comment somewhere. Look, for us as Lions fans, maybe I just have blinders on because of how we're leading the division, how well we're playing, but I still see a great product, still see great teams, and a very popular game. I would listen to anything he has to say, and I have to get into more detail what he's referring to, but I think this is the greatest product, the greatest thing we've ever seen as Lions fans. So I'm going to enjoy this for a while. So he briefly mentioned how it's still a great product, it's still a very popular game, but it seems like he's heavily biased towards the Lions. I don't know if he would have had those same comments if the Lions were your father or your grandfather's Lions, a team that struggled to ever make the playoffs, and they played terribly against the Packers on Thanksgiving, but still 8-3. Definitely have a great chance of winning their division. And then this is via Fan Nation SI. Tom Brady ripped by Washington ex-quarterback Alex Smith for NFL mediocrity. Take by Mike Fisher. So it agrees with what I said, that they think that Tom Brady's roasting of today's NFL was odd because Tom Brady just finished participating in today's NFL. Now, Alex Smith, the former Washington NFL quarterback who was a contemporary of Brady's, is firing back in part because he agrees with our point. He hasn't been retired that long, Smith said. He was just playing. He just won a Super Bowl in the current game. Is he discounting the quality of the NFL in that one? Yes, Alex Smith also had a very lengthy career, albeit not as long as Brady. But he also mentions uh, does mention that he mentions Brady is the GOAT. Also says, where is it? My biggest complaint with this, and no offense to you guys, well, all three of you guys, Smith said on Sunday NFL Countdown, he played the most uncompetitive division, I think, in NFL history, sitting alongside Smith. Randy Moss, who played for the Patriots, Teddy Bruschi, Pat Slifer, Coach Rex Ryan, a longtime AFC East figure. So, Alex Smith totally disagrees with the comment. Also had mentioned that he sees it as a lot of parody rather than mediocrity. But what are your thoughts on Alex Smith and Barry Sanders' comments on Tom Brady? Um, do you agree with what Tom Brady had to say? Again, I get it. He played so long. You could say he played in like almost two different eras of the NFL. But again, he hasn't been in out of the game so long. You know, we'll often hear an athlete who may have been out of the game, I don't know, 15, 20 years, make a comment that they don't like today's product. But when you haven't even been out a year, it is a little strange. Also, let me know if you've watched Bye Bye Barry on Amazon because it's definitely something I want to check out. Seems like it's gotten good ratings. I just haven't had the chance to watch it yet. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.